everyone, I'm KIERON the Barber and welcome to my barbershop, Raw Image Barbershop. Today what we're going to be doing is, and now I've saved the best till last, I'm going to be cutting my good friend Pav's hair. I'm going to be doing a real nice high and tight skin fade pompadour. Start off by using my Ionicas. So what I'll do is I'll go through the grades first of all, and then I'm going to go down with my D8s, my Slimline Pro LIs, foil shave it, I'm going to blend that all in, and then what I'm going to do is afterwards I'm going to show you how I cut the top of the pomp, and what I'm going to do is I'll go through the stages of styling with you as well. I really hope you enjoy my video. Please give me a follow, a like, a subscribe, a comment, whatever you can do to share this, share the barber love. Thank you everyone. Hi everyone, so welcome to my tutorial video today. This is Pav. Pav is going to be having a pompadour coming all the way back, coming into like a DA almost. So what we're going to do is we're going to skin fade it up around. We're going to leave it quite heavy at the bottom. So the occipital bone, we're going to leave the sort of hair come in and line down flat on that. Other than that, we're going to skin fade that right up, and we're going to come right up nice and high with that skin fade. Start off using my Ionicas. I'll start on a half grade. And I'll come in and I'll use that C motion just to the occipital bone and just flick out. And as I'm coming around to both sides, so as I'm coming around to the right, follow the hair just slightly up as I'm coming towards the ear. So this will stay dead straight. As I'm coming up around this corner, you'll notice I'll take it just slightly higher, just ready to curve, so when I'm coming around the edges. And exactly identical on the other side. So it's just coming up, just up and around that ear. So after I've done my half just around here, I'll switch it straight to my 0. And I'll leave a ½ inch gap just between that half and 0. And I'll just flick up, so I'm already starting to fade that in. And I'll just follow that line around my edges. And then from the back we're going to go and then show you how to do the sides. So now on the sides, I'm just I'm not going to say the word literally this time. You ain't going to catch me out on that, guys. I'm just going to spray Pav's hair down to make it go out the way, so it's easier for me to cut. I take my 0. Just on the point of the ear. I'm going to take it up to the point of the shape up. And as you can see, that's where I need to come round and come curve up and around the ear. So I'll take my 0 and I'll blend that into that back bit there, using the 3 or 4 points of the end of the Ionicas, curving that around the ears, and then coming back. And what we'll do, we'll leave the beard till last, and I'll show you how that blends in. It's a very, very simple technique that I've picked up. Now I'm going to use my full shavers. It's the best tool in my kit. I love it. I use it on a daily basis. It's absolutely amazing. So I'll use this top bit here, so put it on my finger, doesn't irritate me or anything. And I'll just use very small rotational motions just to take that last bit of skin off, just so it can go right down to skin. I'm going to come out and I'm going to do that all the way around the head. So it's nice and smooth all the way around. As you can see, even on the camera, you can see the difference between a 0 and the Pro LIs to actually being full shaved. It's a massive difference. That's why we call, when we go down with the little clippers, we call that a skin fade, and when we do with the Andes full shavers, we call this here a skull fade. You can clearly see the difference. There's a massive difference between both. So now we're going to do bulk removal. I'm going to take my white Andes clipper comb. The reason I use the white one, because when I put it in Pav's dark hair, you can clearly see the hair running through the teeth of the comb. I use my dark clipper comb. You find that a lot harder to see through the teeth of the comb. So it's just a little tiny tip on why combs are different colours. So I'll bring that up at a 90-degree angle. I'll rest this part on Pav's face / head. As I'm bringing it up, I'll pull the comb out slightly to get that angle. Because what I don't want to do is I don't want to take all that hair off, and I don't want to take that in. I want to bring it up, pull it out, cut. As I'm coming down, I'm following the line that I've made previous when I'm blending. So it's much easier for me to remove that bulk and know exactly where I'm going with it. Because what I don't want to do is I don't want to start blending here with a 1 or a 2, etc. before the bulk is removed, because you'll just keep taking that higher and higher and higher, and then you won't know actually where it comes off, so you'll just end up rounding that off. I don't want to round that off, I want to keep that nice and straight. Sweet, right. So I'll just now just clean Pav up. And then with my ionicas, I'll use number 1 grade on a 0 on the ionicas, hit number 1 on. Just flick ever so slightly, very softly. You don't need to go into the head. Everything is slowly catchy monkey. You don't need to rush a fade. If your fade's that good, like sometimes I can take an hour and 15 on a fade. It's all about reoccurring business. Alright, you can do a fade in 15 minutes, but you might never ever see that customer again. I like to take my time, I like to talk to my customer, have a laugh, etc, etc. And in the meantime, process a very good fade. So that I know within 3 weeks to 6 weeks, that customer will be back in my chair. And when he leaves my shop, he'll go out with a really nice fade. His friends will see that he's got a nice fade. They'll ask him where they got their hair cut. He'll say Raw Image Barbershop, and they'll want a haircut. Recurring business, word of mouth. Two things that barbershops should live by. It works. None of this nonsense in advertising, social media. It's all about your customers, customer care. It works. It's proven fact for thousands of years. Ever since barbershops have first started. So as you can see, that is slowly coming out now. So what I'll do is I'll drop down to a half grade. And I'll just start working out with a half grade. As you can see, I'm literally just using the free. Oh, God's sake, I said literally. As you can see, I'm using the 3 or 4 teeth right at the very end. Still keeping this just over a 90-degree angle, say 110-degree angle. And I'm just stroking that across the hair, following the path of the hair. Just I'll take out little bits, cleaning it. Going back over it. As you can see, you can hear it taking off little tiny bits. And that's all you want. That's all you want it to be taken off. You don't want it to be taken off loads, because you don't want to go too high up. So then what I'll do is so now what I'll do is I'll flip to my quarter grade. And this is where it gets fun, because now you'll start to see the blend coming through. And I will take the 3 pins here, coming at about 110-degree angle. And I will just scratch that skin. Obviously not trying to cut him or anything like that, because no one wants to be cut in a barbershop. That's where you lose business. So I'll just scratch the skin very softly, still the tiniest bit flicking out. Always, if you teach yourself to just flick out at every opportunity, you're always going to be fading, you're always going to be blending, you're never going to be putting in lines, ever. Never ever make work hard for yourself, always try and make it as easy as you can and as fun as you can. So I'll come back on it, reverse my rerun, just because hair grows in all different directions. Little tip and little trick that I got taught when I was in New York at the IBS show. I use my Slimline Pro Allies, and I use that much of them, about 1.5 centimeters, and I reverse fade. And you can hear that taking it off, you can hear that fading that in. It's not drastically cutting the hair, it's taking enough off just to fade in. I'll come and I'll use the other side, same way as I've been using that one. And as you can see that slowly blending in. It's all these tips and tricks that you learn by watching other barbers on YouTube, seminar days, exhibition events, days out. I do so many shows, like New York, I've got Wales in a few weeks, I've just come back from the NEC Birmingham, and I love being on stage. And I'll be honest, when I get a lunch break, I'd rather go and watch the other educators so I can pick up some stuff, because you're always still learning in this game. The game is a never-ending puzzle with this industry. So what you have to do is you have to go to these shows, you have to learn, never ever think you're the best. You're always learning, and always stay humble. You can never ever be an arsehole in this industry, because it gets you nowhere, especially with other barbers. So always be nice, always be humble. That is also another little advice I give people. So I'm just going to shape up Pal's beard. Before I blend that in, spin the clippers from out to in. Come round, creating that shape. And then roll my clippers. Above the line, just to make sure it's nice and straight before I go in with a razor to make it sharp. Trying to get all them little hairs off. So then I'll use Pro-Line. Nice Pro-Line before. That there is Pro-Line. Amazing stuff. And I'll use my Bluebeard Chevette. And then we're ready to do the underneath. So now to save everything, i.e. from when you go around with the cutthroat, even though it is nice, it does take a long time though, using your full shavers again, stretching the skin, clearing the hair. Now my small end is comb. I'm going to use a small end, sorry. Come on. And then how you blend in a beard. So now we've faded that all up. Just gonna wet Pab's hair slightly a little bit more. We'll start cutting. You want to keep so what we want to do is we want to keep a lot of this weight in Pab's hair to come up and back. He had it cut quite short about 3 or 4 haircuts ago, so there's still little bits that were growing out. So we just push it over to from left to right, bring the hair up, and what I'll be doing is I'll be taking off about 1 centimetre, and as I come back through the hair, I'll take off a little bit more each time. I don't really need to texture Pab's hair. I will texture it just ever so slightly, only because it's quite thick. Cut that. As you can see, I'm not dipping into the sides so that there is an overhang. There'll be an overhang on both sides, because what I want that eventually to do is to come in, up and around. So I'm pulling it up, taking it to say an 80-degree angle, just out only ever so slightly. And then this back bit, as you can see, bring Pab's hair around. So on this back there, you can see that sits heavy there. So I'll just come out and I'll take just them corners off, and I'll get my Escalaps, thin and scissors, and I'll just run it just into that, just so it lays slightly softer. So I'll bring his hair up. Hardly taking anything off that. Just so when that does sit, when you're blow drying, it does sit slightly softer, it doesn't sit so thick and heavy. But in the same sentence, you don't want to over texturize it, because you don't want hair to be all over the place. So now Pab's hair's cut, it's onto the styling part, which is 50% of the haircut. You can do a really good haircut, I don't know, it's alright, and then you can be a really bad stylist. So take just as much time styling the hair as you do cutting it. So what I'm going to be using is bear with me, let me focus this bad boy in, because this is awesome. I'm using Johnny's Chop Chop Trigger Happy Texturizing Spray. Absolutely amazing. I've got through half a bottle within like 2 days. I love this stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to be spraying on the hair, and then I'm going to be blow drying it in. So I'm spraying it all the way through. Massage it into the roots. It smells nice, doesn't it, Pav?
Yeah, man. Just like to say that.
Now I'm going to blow dry that up and back with my amazing fuzz brush. Wide teeth, excellent for Pav's hair. Make sure you have a nozzle on the end of your hairdryer, and ignore the noise. I'm going to stick some music on now, so enjoy the music while I blow dry Pav's hair. So, this is Pav's haircut, pre-product, just texturized, spray in, and blow dried. Faded in, put the beard in, pumped up nice and high, shaped around the front. So what I'm going to do now is I have a choice of products. I'm going to be using, bear with me, drum roll. I'm going to be using on Pav's hair, Asian Wildcat hair clay from Johnny's Chop Shop. Absolutely amazing products. As you can see, I've been using it already, testing it out. You scoop of about that much, really rub it into your hands. Run it through the front of the hair, coming into the DA, and then what I'll do is I'll rub it back through the hair. Pick up a wide tooth comb and then start styling that into place. What I'll do is very softly run my comb just through the middle. Now I'll enclose it, just so it fills that shape. Comes right down the back and sits nice. Now I have a really cool tool, what I'm going to show you. Some people might take the piss. I don't care. It's an awesome tool. I've had people take a piss at me today already for it. I do not care. So I'm about to use a cheeky bit of Johnny's Fix, Johnny's Chop Chop, Power Hold Hairspray. This is my new tool. It is awesome. Pav's smiling because he knows I've already showed him earlier. Now to guard the face, put it over the face. And hairspray. Stops clients moaning about them getting hairspray in their eyes, hairspray on their forehead, stops clients from getting spots, etc, etc. So it's literally spray that into place. I said literally again. I'm going to keep saying literally now, just because it winds people up. And I'm going to use my hands. I'm just going to fold that in to make sure all them little hairs so there you have it. That is my skin fade pompadour, beard trim, making Pav look beautiful. There you go. Thank you everyone for watching my video. Once again, please give me a like, comment, subscribe, anything to help me out. I really appreciate everyone. I've nearly hit 50,000 subscribers, so that's a massive thing for me. I've just got my own shop, and everyone who supports this channel is absolutely fantastic. I just want to thank you all. God bless every single one of you. Thank you so much.